Governor, just how realistic is this with contact tracing? We know the state's already having trouble dealing with unemployment claims. How can you expect to start reaching out to people who may have been exposed? And then a second question for you. What, if any, is the current plan to allow drive-ins to open?
I can't give you a specific answer off the top of my head on drive-ins, so I'll try to get back to you on that on the specific on drive-in theaters. Your question about how we can do this, the reason we can do the contact tracing is twofold. Number one, we've stood up an army, so to speak, or a fire brigade. Think of this as a COVID brigade. It's a brigade, it's kind of like a fire brigade. When you have a fire in your house, you call the fire department. They come, they put out the fire. We want to do the same thing for COVID, and we now have 1,391 people who on just a couple days notice can be available to do what's necessary to do this contact tracing. This is more than adequate for the existing needs, but we want to continue to build that at least a bit so that we can have that available in case a spike occurs. And like I say, we've actually provided the training, including folks in the Department of Licensing. So I'm confident that we will have the resources to get this job done. But also, it's because we will, I think, have the assistance and agreement of Washingtonians, because I think they know how important this is. And like I said, the vast majority of Washingtonians have wanted to be a team member to get this job done. By the way, the National Guard, their function here is public health. They are not a law enforcement organization. So people should realize the Guard will not have any law enforcement obligations associated with this. They simply will be talking to people and helping them prevent others from getting sick.
Next question comes from Mayor with KXLY.
Hi, Governor. When it comes to contact tracing, how are you guys going to handle people or families who want to refuse a test or to self-isolate if they want to leave their home to get groceries? I know you said they can't do that. How will you make sure they don't?
Well, that's why I referred to the family support personnel. We will have attached to the families a family support person who will check in with them to see what they need on a daily basis, see how they're doing, see how they're faring, and help them. If they can't get a friend to do their grocery shopping, we will help get them groceries in some fashion. If they need pharmaceuticals to be picked up, we can help make sure that they get their pharmaceuticals. So that's why we want to provide them family support. Now, obviously, it'd be very nice if family and neighbors pitch in a little bit too, and we think people will do that. We're still in the West. There still is an attitude of taking care of our neighbors and our families, and we think that's going to be important. But for those who still don't have that kind of support, we're going to be there on a daily basis for them. Now, that's going to help encourage them to maintain their isolation too. And that's important to have a little moral support. As far as refusal, it just shouldn't come to that, and it really hasn't. We've had really good success when we've asked people to isolate. They've done so in the real high percentages. So we're happy about that, and we believe that that will continue.